All right, 11 minutes past 8 here on this Wednesday morning edition of Morning Live. It's great to have you with us, and we really are putting a key focus on Budget 2020. Now, Stats SA recently published its latest quarterly labour force survey showing that South Africa's unemployment rate has not changed over the last 3 months. Data from the fourth quarter of 2019 indicates that the official unemployment rate remained unchanged at 29.1% compared to the third quarter of 2019, and that is not a good figure at all. Our reporter Nosipho Mncube is at the University of Johannesburg, and she's going to talk about the minister's budget speech and also bringing in the issue of that awful unemployment rate that South Africa sits at, which most importantly affects the youth and graduates, and that of course is where university comes into it all. And let's cross over to Nosipho now. Good morning to you.
A very good morning to you too, Leanne, as well as viewers. As you have already mentioned, we are at the University of Johannesburg at the Auckland Park campus to speak to students about what they are anticipating with regards to today's budget speech that will be taking place later on this afternoon. As you have mentioned that, the youth of South Africa has, voiced some of their complaints and their grievances with regards to the unemployment issues that affect them the most. We know that half of the youth in South Africa is unemployed, and many of them being young black women. And I have one here with me who's a first-year student by the name of Nosipho. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Please just walk me through, firstly, what year you're doing and what are you studying?
I'm in my first year at the University of Johannesburg, and I'm studying politics, yes.
All right. So the budget speech is taking place this afternoon. What are some of your expectations as a student?
As a student, I expect the issues surrounding the youth to be tackled in detail, especially when concerned with employment and fees and all these issues. And I expect the focus to be on education, yes, because education is quite a huge issue in South Africa, where you have youth who don't have access to maybe tertiary education because of other things, because most of our youth, we might not be aware of it, but they live under such circumstances where how can I even think about education when basic things are not taken care of, yes.
All right, so we know that more than 4 in every 10 young females is unemployed or hasn't received any education or training. So with regards to women empowerment for you, what are you hoping to hear today?
I expect some developments to be made, because women are not given the same opportunities or the same, we might say that they are, but the statistics do not prove so. So I expect something to be done about that. Yes, and women need education as much as men do, yes.
Thank you. I'll speak to Tato as well, who is doing his BTech. He's doing his honors. We know that quite a lot of postgraduate students have also raised issues of finding employment as soon as they've completed their degree, in hopes that university will be the gateway for them to receive that employment. Tato, thank you for speaking to us as well. You mentioned to me earlier that you're doing your BTech. What are your expectations with today's budget speech?
With the budget speech, the most important and fundamental question we should be addressing is social assimilation. In social assimilation, when you look at the National Development Plan on Chapter 3, Chapter 4, Chapter 6, Chapter 8 and Chapter 9, speaking the fundamentals of how we should move forward as a country. So the budget speech should greatly consider youth integration into the economy as the fast tracking to see that the National Development Plan, we meet it, because of in 10 years time the National Development Plan is becoming obsolete. So youth is supposed to take over, and then youth should be empowered for us, and we should be geared up. So when the budget speech is being rendered today, later on, we need to understand that what is set aside for youth. So an open market for youth is what will enable us to be possible players or positive players within the economy. And then with the looking at the SMEs, youth should be greatly involved in the SMEs so that they are able to participate positively in the economy and show that they are willing and capable to contribute to the fast tracking of our economic growth. And then being the custodian of this country, we should be able to see ourselves as the ones who are shaping and moving with South Africa to where it wants to be from where it needs to be. So the budget speech should greatly consider the unfunded students who are in great need of opportunities. So big companies which are incentivized by the state should greatly consider and set aside a corporate responsibility social grant or study or education grant that should enable youth to be participant fully and achieve their objective in the academics and also be participants in the economy. So the budget speech should look at youth empowerment, should look at education as one of the needs that will build and have capacity in South Africa. And then it should also look at how other ways we can be able to have key playing students participate within the economy so that we have a strong, clear vision in fulfilling the mandate of the National Development Plan that was drafted.
All right, thank you very much, Thato. Thato has touched on quite a lot of issues that we've seen as well. President Cyril Ramaphosa address as well, saying that he does have 6 steps to try and tackle the youth unemployment, some of which Thato has already mentioned, such as integrating the youth after their studies into some of these companies and to these businesses that can allow them, to leave their studies and go into the workplace instead of staying at home for too long and not finding employment right after that. But that's it from us, Leanne. We will be speaking to some other students around campus as well, just to find out what it is they're expecting from today's budget speech. Back to you.